Classic All-Star Wrestling, featuring the greatest matches in the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. And now, here is your host, Adam Parsons.
Another great action-packed week, Classic All-Star Wrestling. This one might be my most favorite week yet, and that's because we have two very special men in this first match. Two former NWA World Heavyweight Champions, the only set of brothers to ever do that is Dory Funk Jr. and Mr. Unpredictable, Terry Funk. They take on the team of Scott Casey and Relampico Leone from Southwest Championship Wrestling. Not another better match you can get right here. Only one place where you get this kind of action and get the Funk family still back in their prime on current television today than Classic All-Star Wrestling. You talk about the Funk family, talk about polar opposites. Dory Funk doesn't have a real big personality, very conventional, very technical, very methodical. Terry, the exact opposite, huge personality. Could be a technical wrestler if he wanted to, way more of a brawler, crazy type. Of course, most of you fans will know him as the middle-aged and crazy Terry Funk of ECW with chairs and ladders and barbed wire and tables and all of that. And here you're getting to see him just a few short years after his NWA World title run. Not only do we have that great tag match, but we have a big battle royal featuring all the stars of Southwest Championship Wrestling. The winner gets a shot at Bob Sweethand's Southwest Wrestling title. All that and more. Only one place to get it. It's right here. Classic All-Star Wrestling.
Casey and Relampico Leone, the Lightning Lion. The Funk's getting it on in the ring right now, Ed. Terry Funk tags in Dory Funk. The men obviously work unbelievably well together as a team, being just recent world champions.
You know something? They are the only family in professional wrestling ever to hold the world's title singly. Both of them are world champion. Look at that tackle of Dory Funk Jr. Oh, hit block by Scott Casey. Now there's a body shot by Scott Casey. He has really got Dory Funk Jr. in trouble. You know, I despise Scott Casey. I hate Scott Casey. You know, if he got hurt right here on television, I wouldn't feel too bad because Dory and Terry Funk are my friends. They're my closest friends, and they're the greatest tag team in the world today.
Of course, Terry Funk also currently the Southwest Heavyweight Champion. Some controversy about that, but Terry will tell you at a New York Minute that he is the champ, and I got to tell you, he does have the belt. He's in the ring right now in the side headlock clutches of Relampico Leone from Montclovio, Mexico. Leone in at 225 tonight, working on the Southwest Heavyweight champ, Terry Funk. Of course, the Funk boys, the ones that perfected that spinning toe hold, and it's a tough one, Eddie. That spinning toe hold can send a man to the showers real early.
That's it. They won the world's title, both of them, with the spinning toe hold. And you see now, Relampico Leone, which is a very much improved wrestler, is really going to work. There's 5 body parts, and he has got the head, you know. And there's 5 body parts, your 2 arms, your 2 legs, and your head. And he's really going to work on Terry Funk, which is the Southwest Heavyweight Champion, and that is the most prestigious belt in professional wrestling.
Well, I'll tell you what, yes, Relampico is a good young wrestler. He's giving up a lot in experience. Funk is an experienced wrestler, and I got to tell you, whether you like him or you don't like him as a fan, this man is a tough, excellent wrestler. Whatever your personal views are, does not affect that. The man's an excellent wrestler, and he's dangerous in the ring, along with the other member of that family, Dory.
That's it. You know, Terry Funk is a wild and crazy guy. You know, he'll spot a buzzsaw the first 2 rounds and beat him. And as he watch Dory Jr. come in here now, they're going to double up on him real good now. That's the way you do it. That's excellent teamwork there.
Well, they double up on him with their elbows while Manheimer was counting, but I got to tell you, that is no help right now to the beleaguered Mr. Lampion. Dory Funk hits a home run. Leone in the grasp of the harrow one more time to the mat.
That is a bolo punch, and Dory Funk Jr. is a master at that, and it will take your head. That's a double arm suplex. Watch this. Whoa! Well, that had finished the man off right there. That ought to be it. I tell you what, that Leon's a tough guy, Gene. I tell you, look at them. They're working just like a finely tuned Rolls-Royce engine. They know each other's move. Now they're going to work on Leon. They got him. They just staying on top of him.
There's Terry with that elbow drop and smash on the Relampago Leon. Relampago, a tough wrestler, but a young wrestler, and he is against a pro who knows what he's doing. I dare say ex-world champion, current Southwest champion, and once again, he's tough. There's the count. There's two. Leon kicks out. And I'll tell you what, he's got a lot of spirit at him because that man's been taking some punishment, but they own him right now.
They're on him. I'm telling you. Look at that bolo punch. I'll tell you, Dory Funk Jr. is a tough, tough man. He is staying right on top of him. Leon's got a lot of heart. He's fighting back. But I'll tell you, these guys are just like a Rolls-Royce engine, and they are double tough. There's a belly back suplex. That's it right there, Gene. That's it. That's amazing. I can't believe that Leon has got that much strength left in his body. There he goes on the outside.
Out through those ropes, 7 feet to the floor. Funk's got a hold of him. Oh, my gracious. Tried to atomic dropping on the floor over there against Leon. I'm going to tell you, when those Funk brothers get a hold of you, one tags in, the other one tags out. It's going from the frying pan to the fire. Scott Casey around it. They're squaring off. Terry Funk and Scott Casey. Casey the lot of the color. Funk says, well, discretion is the better part of valor in this instance. He rolls across the ring. All right, the legal wrestlers are in the ring right now, and that's Dory and Leon. The stomach to hold, I'm just telling you about. I'll guarantee you they can take a man out of the match.
Dirty Rotten Casey. The Funk's had the match winner. That's that Dirty Rotten Casey. You're not supposed to come in and to the ring without a tag. And a boy Terry whooping good.
Oh, this is a barn motor. Leon, young Leon, after Funk tags in. Scott Casey. Now Casey with an arm sling into the ropes. Flying flip kick right to the chin. And Funk here, the Funk winner in. Casey drops him. Bolo punch. Dory Funk in the ring now. Body slam from Scott Casey. Leon tags Terry Funk on the side of the ring. They got him going. Action like no one else on television. Southwest Championship Wrestling slings Dory Funk into the turnbuckle. Scott Casey into the ring, working on Dory. Run over to our left is Terry Funk. All right, slinging him in to the flying drop kick of Relampago. Bolo punch. Casey on Terry. Bolo punch. Casey on Dory. Directing traffic. Telling Leon to take Dory. Right to the middle of traffic jam. Bang! I'll tell you one thing. If it didn't knock your torch light out, it'll make it very dim.
I'll tell you what, they just ran their heads together at full speed. But look how tough that Terry Funk is. Like I said before, the fans are going crazy. I can't hardly hear myself think. But look at Terry Funk. What a fighter. What guts he's got. He'll fight a buzzsaw, like I said. And I'll tell you what, that Scott Casey, give him credit or not, he is tough. I've had some wars with Scott Casey. But I'll tell you what, I hope them Funks hurt that boy.
I'll tell you what, 3 West Texas boys on your screen right now. Casey and the 2 Funk boys are off Amarillo. And that is one tough breed. Leon tagged in. Terry Funk into the rope. Flying drop kick. Relampago Leon on Terry Funk. Into the ropes. Flying. Oh, gonna travel up in.
Whoa, what a move that was by Leon. I thought he had Terry pinned. This could be an upset in the making. You never know. This could be a main event in any town and in any country in the world.
Bodies
Going at it tooth and nail, I guarantee you.
body slam. Body slam Leon on Terry. Dory into the ring and got him out of it before they could count. Now it's Dory off the top rope into the left leg of Leon. 1, 2, 3. Man counts him out. A leg pin. Terry Funk, Dory Funk, former world tag team champions in the heavyweight division. And Terry, of course, the current Southwest heavyweight champion. I told you they're world class. They didn't get there accidentally. It's because they're tough and they are good. I'll promise you that. The Funk boys.
That's the reason they're champions, because they're opportunists. And I guarantee you, they took care of Relampago Leon. What a move. He grapevine both of the legs and pinning for the 1, 2, 3.
Back in just a moment, ladies and gentlemen, with more excitement of Southwest Championship Wrestling.
Like I said, what a treat it is. The Funk Brothers on Classic All-Star Wrestling. Now we go to that huge main event. You're going to get to see guys like Tully Blanchard, the Raging Bull, Manny Fernandez, Chief Wahoo McDaniel, and so many more. The winner of this Battle Royal will face Bob Sweetan next week right here on Classic All-Star Wrestling for the Southwest Heavyweight title. Back then, Battle Royals were such a huge part of professional wrestling. You don't really see them anymore. Now you see more so of a Royal Rumble type match. But the Battle Royal, little do you fans know, is actually one of the most dangerous matches in all of professional wrestling. I've competed in a couple of them. I broke my leg in a Battle Royal. So while there's no weapons, no ladders, no chairs, usually not blood, and not a lot of high-risk moves can happen, when you've got 8, 9, 10, sometimes 20 or 30 guys in a small ring at one time, what you catch is a lot of elbows in the teeth. You catch a lot of guys trying to do a move you would normally do in a Battle Royal, and that results in injury like what happened to me. And what you will see in this match is you're going to see some of that as well, so be on the lookout for it. Again, winner gets its title shot at Southwest Heavyweight Champion, Mr. Power Driver Bob Sweetan, who you just saw a couple weeks ago against Jerry the King Lawler. Fans, for more great classic professional wrestling, follow Classic All-Star Wrestling on Facebook. Again, if you have a question, message us, and we'll give you the answers right here. Fans, I hope that you have enjoyed so far what you've seen week after week on Classic All-Star Wrestling. I have enjoyed of you inviting me into your home. Fans, once again, this is Adam Parsons saying until next time, so long.
When there's 6 or 7 guys in there, they're usually your top wrestlers, and you're the better ones or the smarter ones that have the experience and know what to do to stay in there.
There comes Eric Embry over the top rope, so we are down, it looks like, to 4. The dynamic duo, Gino Hernandez and Tully Blanchard, a friend of yours, Scott Casey, and yourself.
That's right. Scott and I've been friends for a long time, and I know he wants to win the money as bad as me. But one thing on our mind right now is to eliminate those two, because I know they will do anything to win. And I'm not saying we wouldn't. I'm not going to say we're goody two-shoes, but I'm just saying it's fallen down to $5,000, and a lot of people do anything for $5,000.
You got that right. And now I begin to feel maybe that your thoughts have changed a little bit. You know that if Casey goes, you're going to have to take 2-on-1.
That's right. If I go, Casey's going to get caught 2-on-1. And believe me, you get caught in with those two, you don't want to do it, because all you're going to do is suffer, because they're going to hurt you.
Well, let's see. You are tied up right here with Tully Blanchard, Gino Hernandez, and Scott Casey battling out in the other corner. This was an exciting match. The fans might tell everybody sitting at home, this was the opening match on this great lineup at the Hemisphere Arena. The way they were thrown out, the way they come back, and the winner comes back later in the main event, which we are going to be here for. And there goes Scott Casey out. So here's what we were talking about. 2-on-1, and you against a dynamic duo, and they feel like they already got it won.
That's right. This is something, that I didn't want to happen. I didn't want to end up with 2 of them in there. And at one time, Gino and Tully were the world's champions. And, they've been around the world. They've wrestled all the top competition, and they know what they're doing. But sometimes I often wonder, if I was eliminated, would it boil down to them? What would they do to beat each other? It's really funny what money and prestige of getting to wrestle for that Southwest title will do for you.
Well, here they're staying away from it right now. They've already talked to each other. They've got sort of a game plan. And what they're going to try to do is sneak up on you, one from the front and one from the back, and get you over that top rope before you know what happened. But I know you have other ideas.
Well, I know that.
Excuse me a minute. Well, I want to say, did you see the gentleman walking right there in front? Former world's heavyweight champion 7 times, Lou Thez, special referee in this match. And it's good that he was there. We'll see why.
That's right. And here I know that I've got myself work cut out for me, and I know if I can catch one of them off guard and maybe get rid of it, and then I've got a chance with the other one, because I do have a little weight advantage on them, and I believe I have the experience, 8 or 10 years experience on them. And and I'm I'm able to take a lot of punishment. I always have been, and you don't know how much they can take. Maybe they can't take as much as I do. I don't know.
Well, it's 2-on-1 now. The dynamic duo against Wahoo McDaniel. Once again, we remind you this is started out as a 14-man battle royal at the Hemisphere Arena in San Antonio. The matches are still going on as we're talking over this tape, Wahoo, and we're about to see the dynamic duo really trying to finish you off with it.
Well, right there, you saw Gino drop his knee right in my face, slip in there and catch the man, but he comes back right here and until he gets some good elbows on me here, and right now it just looked too good, and I didn't feel too good this time.
Well, Gino grabbed you from outside, and Gino refused to leave the ring area. All the other wrestlers, they were thrown out left, but you can see him. He's going to be prancing around. He's going to be screaming and hollering. He's going to come up on the apron. He's going to try to distract you so that Tully Blanchard can throw you over that top rope.
Well, I really wasn't, trying to pay attention to him, and I did see his face a couple of times, and but my main concern here was just to try to hang on and get my senses back because, I was stunned, and when you get a good lick on you, you have to sometimes fight a defensive battle until you get your senses back.
Well, here Tully was trying to get you up on that rope, and both men are very tired because this match at this point had been going about 20 minutes. We picked it up in progress, and you two guys have had a lot of big fights before, and now you're coming down to the battle to see who gets the $5,000 and the right to come back a little later tonight to meet Bob Sweetan.
Well, you can see here, Gino's out there, and I see Luthez is, taking care of him pretty good, and like I said, I'm trying to get my senses back, and I do have a bad cut over my eye, and I lost some blood, and he was trying to slam me in the turnbuckle, and I got away from him. I got him by the hair.
Now, you're pretty tired yourself. Here you whip him across the ring, and there's that big chop. Oh, and both of you go down. Of course, you're tired. It took everything you had that time. There's Gino up there hollering at Tully again.
Of course, we're both tired, but, I full blood, and anytime you're wrestling and you have a tendency, when you're really hot, pumped up, and your adrenaline's flowing, your blood's, you lose a lot, you lose a little bit of strength, and doesn't look too good for me right here, but like I said, you have to reach down and get something a lot of people never experienced, and I've had to do it a lot of times, and I'm going to be able to do it, I hope.
Right now, it's an elbow as you come flying through the air right to the top of the head of Tully Blanchard. And you got to give Blanchard credit. I've seen him where it looked like he couldn't even get up. He comes back.
Well, he's tough. I wrestled him here before. He was a Southwest champion at one time. Him and Jim were the world champion. He's wrestled a lot of the top guys in the world, and he's got a lot of endurance and guts to come back. And I've had the sideline a lot of times, and I've had to really beat on the man to beat the man sometimes. And you don't always beat him because the man, he does have something. He does reach down and get something and come back.
Here you're going to put him up on that top rope. And it's going to be Gino Hernandez coming back around here. He doesn't interfere. He tries to. Here he comes walking up the side. Referee Jack Howe. We had two referees for this battle royal, which we needed because you could bet if you only had one, Hernandez would be in there helping Tully out any way he could.
Well, at this part, people just don't realize, you don't realize how tired you are. Your arms are tired, and you're trying to strain to put a man over, and you don't know what this may be your last effort before you completely blow up and give out. And I was trying to get him up on that top turnbuckle. I knew if I could get him up there, maybe I had a chance to get him over the top. And
he was smart enough that he tied his leg up in that rope there a little while. Right there, he hooks it into the corner post so that no matter what, he wasn't going to go flying out there. Here's Hernandez over there now, reaching up, trying to interfere in the match again.
As you see right there, I've got him partially over, but a man has to hit the floor. He hit the apron, come back in. He's not out, but you have to hit the floor. And I'm trying to get him over. He's on the apron, which, and here he comes back in. And believe me, I was at this point, I was really tired, and I have to say there was some doubt in my mind whether I'm going to be able to get him out of there.
Well, it's coming very close to the end of the match right here. In fact, it's going to come up shortly, so you fans staying at home, we want to remind you this was a videotaped at the Hemisphere Arena in San Antonio. The winner of this match gets a chance at Bob Sweetan later on this night that the matches were held, and we're going to tape those for you, too. Now, he had you tied up. You were going over. You come in the middle. Now here he comes. He's laying on the apron.
That's right. He made a mistake by reaching over that rope, and I managed to get him by the hair. Here he's hanging on with his feet and his hands. I'm kicking him in the stomach and the face. And he took a pretty terrific beating right there. But,
He's still holding on, and finally, there he goes. You got him off.
I need to kick him off, and when you see your Gino in there, he wants to make sure that I don't enjoy, the victory. And this time, I got to admit, I was tired. I mean,
That was a great victory for you, though, Wahoo.
well, anytime you can win a battle royal with that, guys of that quality and caliber, it's really an enjoyment.
Wahoo McDaniel, the winner of the battle royal. Gino Hernandez in the ring. The referee, Jack Howe, and Luther is trying to straighten